Hey everyone, I thought I would pop on and do another little quick breathwork practice. Particularly good for waking yourself up when you get that bit of afternoon fatigue and help see you through the rest of your day. I'm hoping that even though it's a little windy outside, that you're still going to be able to hear me. Fingers crossed. Awesome. Find yourself standing or seated. But somewhere where you can feel reasonably comfortable and grounded, either down through the feet or through the sit bones. We want to find this upright quality in our position, wherever that might be. So think of reaching the crown of the head more towards the sky and grounding the sit bones or the heels down towards the earth. We're going to take a little moment, maybe with the hand or hands on the heart, just to acknowledge our natural flow of breath. I'm going to take this time to notice the breath without judging it or feeling like we need to change it. Even just having this awareness of how we're breathing right now, we're probably paying more attention to our breath than we would do normally in any moment in the day. Notice maybe where you're breathing to, again, not judging that as good or bad. Allowing it to be what it is. And I invite you now to take a hand to the low back and a hand to the belly. I turn slightly sideways. So with the back of the hand, most likely what is resting down on the low back, and the hand or palm resting on the belly. We'll take a moment here to notice if there's any movement when we use our natural breath. Again, it's okay if there isn't much or if there is a lot. It's all information. Just actually paying attention once again to this flow of breath is giving you a moment to take your focus away from things outside of yourself. Or stops you living too much in your mind. Now I want us to think, instead of perhaps inhaling to fill the hand on the belly, with the belly, we're going to focus on thinking of breathing into the hand that's on the low back. There may or may not be much movement, but our intention is to inhale in and perhaps feel the low back move more flush with the back of the hand or vice versa. There will be movement of the belly into the palm, but try not to exaggerate it in the forward motion and more think about the back body. There is no right or wrong. Paying attention to the back body allows us to send energy to that space. Now maybe thinking of breathing not only into the palm on the belly, but the palm on the back equally. So perhaps movement in both directions as we inhale out and back. And as we exhale, think of the palms drawing closer towards one another. Almost like an accordion-like motion. Next, we'll move our hands to the lower ribs of the rib cage, sitting on the side waist. Here, our ribs, when we breathe in, have this ability to move out towards the side. So we're going to think of lateral breath. Rather than thinking of filling up and moving forward and back, we're going to think of moving side to side. So inhale in to fill up the hands. And exhale to allow the hands to hug in towards center. And again, there may or may not be movement here. Last but not least, we'll move the hands, one hand towards the chest, and one, I say, to the space in between the shoulder blades. I find it quite tricky with my shoulder mobility to be able to get my hand square in the middle. If anything, just think of focusing on the shoulder blades and their movement. So when we breathe in, we're going to think of the shoulder blades gliding out to fill the space in between them with the breath. And as we exhale, they'll draw back towards center. So in, filling up the space in between the shoulder blades, and exhale, shoulder blades draw back towards one another. And maybe feeling some movement in the chest here, but our focus is more on thinking of the space in between the shoulder blades, and that finding expansion as we inhale and exhale, coming back towards the midline. And particularly here, there may or may not be movement. We can often be quite tight in between the shoulder blades. So just a practice like this and drawing our intention and our attention there, over time, gradually will help us potentially see a bit of movement. How fitting that the wind blew my phone over onto the ground. When we're ready, releasing the hands down, and it might be that they rest in the lap, it might be that both hands come towards heart center, but we're going to try and involve all three of the different parts that we've just practiced. So when we inhale next, we'll think of inhaling into the belly and the low back, extending that inhale to then fill up the sides of the rib cage, the front and back of the rib cage, and then filling up the tippy top, the space in between the shoulder blades and the chest. And then we'll exhale to let it all go through the nose or mouth. Inhaling, low back belly. Inhaling into the sides, front and back of the rib cage. Continuing the inhale to fill up to the tippy top. And exhaling to let it go. One more time, all three. Inhaling in, low back belly. Again, rib cage, sides, front and back. Continuing the inhale to fill up to the top in between the shoulder blades and the chest. And exhale, let it all go. Now returning to a natural breath. We might take a moment to do triangle breath to finish. Our triangle breath, you might imagine like you're drawing a triangle out in front of you. We'll inhale for a count of 3 for one side of the triangle, hold for a count of 3 for the other side, and the final side will exhale for a count of 3. So taking a normal breath in and out, and then inhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Last time, inhale, 2, 3. Hold, 2, 3. And exhale, 2, 3. Deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Maybe staying here and continuing to breathe or notice the flow of the breath if you have the time. Otherwise, I'll see you again at some point soon. Thank you for practicing. Bye.